Hello and welcome back. See this Virgen de Guadalupe candle I lit up here? So this is for my reading on the Mexican president, Andrés Manuel Lopez Obrador. He was born November 13th, 1953. I thought he was older. He looks a little bit older, right? Like he's been through a lot since he became president. And he's the president of Mexico. And for this reading, I feel like I need to do it in Spanish as well. So I'm going to do it in both languages simultaneously. Like I'll read a part and then I'll do it in English. I'll read in Spanish, I'll do it in English. Like that. Instead of doing two videos, one in Spanish and one in English. Just so that people in Mexico that don't speak English can perhaps see this video. That'd be great. That's my hope. Okay, so this is Manuel López Obrador's taza. Esta es la taza del presidente de México, Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Okay, so anything that will be happening by the handle will be happening the soonest. So cualquier cosa que pase acerca de la asa va a suceder más pronto. Okay, aquí estamos. So here we are. Manuel López Obrador, this is him here. To me, it looks just like him. Él está en un escenario, como en un podium. Esta es una persona que tiene como el pecho como ancho, como un cuerpo como de barril arriba y con los tobillos como flaco abajo. ¿Sabe? La persona mayor a veces se ponen así también. Ese es su físico de él, que él tiene los hombros anchos y el pecho grande, así como barril y lo tobillito como flaquito. So here he is, Manuel López Obrador. To me, it looks just like him. He's more of a barrel-chested, broad shoulders, puffed chest kind of person with skinny ankles. This is just who he is. That's his physique. You know, he's an elderly person, and that's his genetics. That's how he is. He comes out like that. He's on stage, he's on stage with a podium, and he's giving a speech. And when he is giving this speech, let me go back to Spanish. Y cuando él esté en el escenario dando esta oración, esta dictación, va a haber un temblor de tierra. Va a haber un temblor de tierra en México cuando él esté en el escenario hablando. Y él va a tener un papel en la mano que va a volar como en el aire y va a caer como arriba donde están la gente sentada mirándolo, escuchándolo. And when he's giving this speech on stage by a podium, he's going to have some piece of paper in his hand and it's going to fly out in the air because there's going to be an earthquake. There will be an earthquake when he's giving this speech. And to him, it's going to make him more religious in a way, more superstitious. Not join a religion, that's not what I'm saying, but it's going to be a spiritual experience for him. That when he was giving this speech, the earth quaked and the paper flew out, what he was about to say. It's going to cause some sort of impression on him. Este temblor de tierra, cuando le esté hablando ahí, que esté dando su oración, dictación, le va a causar como una experiencia religiosa. No es que él se va a meter en alguna religión o nada así, pero que le va a hacer algo como espiritual, que le va a cambiar a él algo le va a suceder a él en el alma diferente, que le va a tocar. Okay. Unfortunately, let me go back to English. Unfortunately, here in Mexico, there's still going to be people passing away. There's the violence. I think this is the violence in Mexico. The cartels and all that. Even though this is going on in Mexico, it's like 1, 2 people die and 1, 2 people live. They get assaulted there. They're in hospital and all that. Even though this is happening in Mexico, unfortunately, poor people are being killed, some surviving. There's going to be foreign investments coming into Mexico. Foreign investments coming into Mexico, setting up roots here. Desafortunadamente, en México va a seguir la muerte, gente muriendo, gente asesinada. Mira aquí un cuerpo de una persona muerta, otro cuerpo de una persona muerta. Hay 1, 2, 3, 4 personas, 1 y 2 muertas y 1 y 2 en hospital. Me hace pensar que 50% de las personas que sufren de violencia mueren y 50 personas terminan hospitalizadas. Y aunque esto está sucediendo en México, aunque sea así, como quiera va a haber inversiones extranjeras llegando a México. Como quiera va a haber inversiones extranjeras llegando a México. Déjeme chequear el sonido. Please don't worry, if you hear me speaking in Spanish, you're not going to be missing out on anything because I will repeat it in English, okay? Por favor, no se preocupen. Cualquier cosa que yo diga en inglés, yo la voy a decir en español, okay? So no van a perderse nada. Todo lo que yo diga en inglés, lo digo en español. Y todo lo que digo en español, lo voy a decir en inglés también. So, solo dos idiomas. So, no se preocupen, si no entienden lo que estoy diciendo, como quiera, ustedes van a saber porque lo voy a repetir. Okay. Foreign investments coming into Mexico, even though Mexico on the news, you hear about all these unfortunate people being victim of violence, which is horrible. We just had 4 Americans kidnapped by the cartel. The cartel, I think, confused them with other cartel people from other countries. They were African Americans, and I think that the Mexican cartel confused them with the Haitian cartel. And they kidnapped all 4 of them and killed 2, and 2 survived. 2 are now in hospital. Desafortunadamente, aquí hubo 4 americanos que fueron a México. 2 de ellos, bueno, los 4 fueron secuestrados, 2 de ellos sobrevivieron y 2 fueron asesinados. El cartel lo confundió con miembros del cartel de Haití, y ellos eran afroamericanos que venían a hacerse una procesión de cirugía, y lo confundieron, y 2 de ellos lo mataron y 2 de ellos sobrevivieron. Míralo aquí, 2 muertos y 2 sobrevivieron en un hospital. Like I said, 2 were dead and 2 survived in hospital. This could also be the 2 kids, because I made this taza a week ago. So this could be the 2 Americans the 4 Americans that were kidnapped. 2 were killed and 2 in hospital. Estos pueden ser, como esta taza yo la hice hace una semana, estos pueden ser los 4 americanos. 2 que fueron los 4 fueron secuestrados, 2 muertos y 2 en hospital. Pero como quiera, parece que esa es lo que pasa allá. De cada 4 personas, 2 mueren y 2 sobreviven. Whether or not it was the 4 Americans that were sequestered and 2 killed and 2 in hospital, whatever the case, it is still this way. Out of 4 people that get kidnapped, 2 die and 2 survive in hospital. Even though that's the case, foreign investments going to be pouring into Mexico. That just shows you how unstable or how unfriendly other countries are to businesses. Esto te enseña qué inestable o qué menos amistosos son los otros países a los gente de negocio, que la gente se van para México aunque haya esta violencia. Mire cuánto dinero va a México. Esto es mucho, mucho, mucho dinero. Como dice Walter Mercado, mucho, mucho amor, pero esto es mucho, mucho dinero. Look at all this money coming into Mexico. Lots and lots and lots of money. Like Walter Mercado, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Walter Mercado. He says, much, much love. This is much, much money here. So this is this is treaties and monies and documents and agreements and signing and business ventures and business acquisitions in Mexico. They're going to sign they're going to make all these agreements in Mexico, and they're going to build brick and mortar. These foreign investors are going to build brick and mortar factories there in Mexico. And you're going to see these people here? You can see these people inside these glass areas. Ooh, yeah, I keep moving this camera. Moving here, so this is a building, glass area. Here are the people, probably the engineers, the owners of the factories, the foreign investors, the people making it run. And they're looking down here to this spacious, spacious area. And you see these cars? These are like machines and cars. Cars, boats, all sorts of machinery. More auto factories opening up down there in Mexico now. You know, Elon has the Tesla and he's opening up a factory down there. But it's not just going to be Elon. It's going to be more people opening up car factories in Mexico from all over the world. And here are the people at the bottom of the factory. Oh my God, I keep moving this thing. Sorry. Here at the bottom of the factory are the workers and where the machine is happening. While you can see this is kind of sad to me. This is just how it is. See these bosses and these people looking down at these workers doing the machinery down here. You see all this space? You can even see the car there, car here, parts, everything. People lifting up, like pulling down stuff with their arms. You see that? Now let me say it in Spanish. Esto es una factoría, como que las inversiones que van a hacer en México van a ser inversiones que van a usar edificios que antes tenían factoría de auto o factoría de máquina, o van a hacer oh my God, how do I say this? O van a construir estructuras que son factorías de auto o de cosas mecánicas o de bote o de cosas así en México. O sea que van a invertir para largo tiempo. Cuando tú construyes es para quedarte ahí mucho tiempo. Y mira estos carros aquí. Te ven los carros abajo. Y parte de carro y una persona como alando algo para abajo, así como no sé. Yo nunca he trabajado en factoría, pero como que esta persona está alando como un cordón para abajo. Aquí. Esas son inversiones que van a llegar a México con tanto dinero y con tanto contrato y cosas así. Ahora déjenme decirlo en inglés la próxima parte y después la repito en español. So here you have like this foreign person coming in, and this person's married. There's going to be like couples going in here. This is a married person coming in. I think it's a Caucasian person coming in. It's going to be a big investor into Mexico, married, has a wife, coming in from abroad. And is going to be participating in this construction or buying of buildings to make factories. Oh, I forgot to say something in Spanish. Let me go back. Lo que iba a decir, que el Elon Musk, que vive aquí ahora, que es de Sudáfrica, el presidente de Tesla, ya dijo que iba a hacer eso, pero también van a venir más gente. No nada más él, más gente. Not only Elon, but more people from other places are going to be investing in Mexico. See all this money coming from abroad? Many, many different people. And here, this is what you don't see in the Putin cups, in the Biden cups, and all these cups. Aquí está lo que no se ve en la taza de Putin, en la taza de Biden, toda esa gente. Estas son gente que vienen de Asia. Son gente como de la China, de Corea, japonesa. Esta persona que está aquí es una mujer japonesa. Voy a poner una foto del kimono. El kimono es el vestido tradicional de los japoneses, que tienen una cosa atrás. Esta se ve igualita. Esta es una persona que es del Japón. Así que salen en la taza con los cabellos como lacio, oscuro. Es delgada, personas delgadas, no muy alta, salen aquí. Esta sale como un kimono, con un vestido bien bonito, como con una falda, y atrás sale como con una cosa. Igualita el kimono, como un lazo atrás. Un bultito, un lazo, algo bultado atrás. So this is what comes out that doesn't come on the Putin cups or the Biden cups. These are people from Asia. These are people like from Japan, Korea, China. These are people with that physique. Dark hair, straight. This one here looks like it's from Japan. She looks like she's from Japan and she's wearing a kimono. Here's the dress. She has a lot of thick, dark, straight hair. She's dressed up in a beautiful garment. This is probably the traditional kimono that has the bow in the back, that has like a little bulge in the back. I'll put up a picture and you see what I mean. It looks exactly like that to me. This is a Japanese person in Mexico. Okay. Woo. All right, so this is another Asian person. You see something here in the middle? What is that? I'm not sure. That's like their ideas, their documents, everything. This one is bringing that in. This could be a person from another Asian. It's a woman, another Asian woman. She's thin. She's actually wearing like a white top and dark bottom here. She has straight, dark, straight hair, shoulder length cut, like up to her shoulder. And very stylish, like a nice cut. Woo! Her haircut. It's really nice. Like a modern, like just really well done. Someone from one of those Asian countries, I don't know if it's Korea, Singapore, South Korea, coming in to invest in Mexico. And then this one here is a gentleman, and he looks Chinese to me. I know it's weird. The Japanese come out different. The South Koreans, the Singaporeans, they come out very similar. The Taiwanese also come out very similar to the South Korean, Singaporeans, the Taiwanese. They come out very similar. But they come out different than the Japanese and the Chinese. This is a Chinese gentleman, older gentleman, that has salt and pepper hair. He's coming in from China. So now you have all of Asia trying to invest here in Mexico. Now let me say this in Spanish. Ok, so aquí en la taza, mira, va para México una persona del Japón. Esta es una mujer del Japón. La persona de Asia salen diferente para mí. La persona japonesa sale muy diferente a la persona. Por ejemplo, esta puede ser una persona de... aquí sale esta persona de Taiwán o de Singapur o de Corea del Sur. Uno de esos países sale diferente a la persona del Japón y la persona de la China. Esta es una persona de Taiwán o de Corea del Sur o de Singapur o de uno de esos otros países de Asia. Este aquí sale diferente. Este de la China. Este es un señor con el pelo, como dicen, sal y pimienta, que tiene cana y tiene cabello negro. Y este de la China. La persona de la China, la persona de Taiwán, Corea. Pues las personas de China salen diferente a la gente del Japón. Y la gente de Taiwán, Corea del Sur, Singapur salen muy similar. Yo no sé cuál es cuál. Pero de Japón, Taiwán, Corea, toda esa gente de aquí y de China salen completamente diferentes. So, todas estas personas de Asia van a ir a invertir en México. A la corta o a la larga van a ir a invertir en México. Eso es buena noticia para México. Ojalá las cosas se arreglen allá cuando se trata de violencia. Dios mío, yo le pido al Todopoderoso y a Jesucristo que estas cosas se arreglen. A la Virgen de Guadalupe, que las abuelas y todo el mundo está orando a la Virgen de Guadalupe. Nos unimos para que las cosas se arreglen allá en México. So yeah, like I say, I pray to God and Jesus for in the Guadalupe that everything changes here in Mexico for the better, because there is hope, there is foreign investment, and there is hope for the economy. And this is Manuel Lopez Obrador's cup, y esta es la taza de Manuel López Obrador. O sea que esto se va, o él va a hacer, va a poner el fundamento para que esto suceda, o él lo va a ver. In other words, this is Manuel Lopez Obrador's cup, so either he's going to set the foundation or he will see it happen, or both. This is wonderful. That is a wonderful part there. And then see these people for foreign away, they go away, and then here's the next part of the cup. More people coming over to Mexico. I think this is closer to them. These are closer neighbors. Also salt and pepper, but this is a Caucasian gentleman, not a Asian gentleman, a Caucasian gentleman who is married to a woman that's a little bit darker than him, or darker than him. And he's going to Mexico, and here is this woman. She's a Mexican woman, and she's waiting for this gentleman and his wife, like a dignitary. She's like some sort of diplomat, or maybe it could be the first lady. The first lady has hair that is lighter than the president, but I'm not sure who it is. It is a Mexican woman with light hair, blonde hair, or light brown hair, who is a very sophisticated woman who is put to the front to greet these dignitaries, and she greets them and she welcomes them, and they seem to be very happy. I think when dignitaries go to Mexico, they have a grand old time over there. Here is Manuel López Obrador. He has his back turned against her because I think she told him, she advised him. She said, I think he's more provincial. She's more cosmopolitan. I think that's where he airs, and he also shines because he's provincial. He's more, old school, old machismo kind of, that guy, not very sophisticated, or he probably is sophisticated, but he doesn't want to show that. So he wants to portray himself as, man of the people, simple, humble, and he seems to lack sophistication in the eyes of the world. So he puts this other dignitary here to greet these people coming in, and she's advising him to do this way, this way. If you want things to go this way, this way. People are looking down on you. They're saying that you are not sophisticated, that you're this, dumb person, which he's not. He's a smart guy. I don't know his politics. I don't agree with everything because I do see him making lots of mistakes, especially in the past. Many past mistakes that he regrets. Look at the shoulders here, head looking like regretful. And he was advised against it, and he didn't listen. And so I think that's what's happening here. Here's a woman who may be in charge of the more opulent part of getting business in, right? Now, let me say this in Spanish. Ok, entonces aquí paran la gente que vienen de la Asia, y aquí está la próxima etapa de la taza, y aquí sale este señor con cabello como probablemente de nuestra área, de nuestra parte del hemisférico, que viene, él tiene cabello sal y pimienta, como dicen, cana y pelo oscuro mezclado, y él es un hombre cacáustico, una persona de piel clara, que está casado con una señora que es más oscura que él, y ella tiene el cuerpo bien bonito, mira, se ve aquí, cuerpo bien bonito, ella es más bajita que él también, y le da la bienvenida a una mujer mexicana con el pelo claro, una mujer de pelo claro, o rubia, o de cabello marrón claro, que ella es la que la ponen a recibir esto dignitario, porque parece que el presidente de México, el Andrés Manuel López Obrador, tiene la reputación de ser más provincial y no muy cosmopolitano. Y la gente lo mira como que le dan la mirada como que él no es una persona sofisticada, como que él es No, yo no estoy diciendo que él es bruto, pero que ellos lo ven como que si fuera una brutalidad lo que él está haciendo. Pero en realidad, él lo que es como una persona más provincial, de provincia, ¿right? Y ella es una persona como más cosmopolitana, más sofisticada. Y ella le había dicho a él ha cometido muchos errores. A él le dijeron, no haga esto y esto y esto, y él nunca le hizo caso. Y cometió muchos errores en el pasado. Mira, se le ve aquí en los hombros. Como que él piensa en eso, yo cometí errores. Si yo me había llevado, disculpen que moví la cámara. Si yo me había llevado de lo que me habían dicho estas personas que están impuestas, que tienen la experiencia de bregar con esta gente de todo el mundo, tal vez la cosa habría sido diferente. Y eso le pesa a él le pesa, se le ven los hombros que le pesa. Y por eso, ahora, él pone, por lo menos él tiene algo de humildad, ¿verdad? Ahora él dijo, ok, se lavó la mano y dijo, encárguense ustedes entonces de recibir a esta gente que viene por el bien del país, por el bien de la gente. Él no es una persona perfecta, pero no es una persona como desgraciada, como Putin y todo eso loco por ahí. Pero sí ha cometido muchos errores, Afortunadamente, él como que va a cambiar un poco con esas cosas y va a haber una entrada como de suerte a México, aquí con dinero y factoría y cosas así. He's a person that committed many mistakes in the past because he did not listen to people that were used to dealing with foreigners or foreign politicians. But he's somehow learned. He's had the weight of his shoulders. He regrets not listening. He regrets the mistakes he made, and he made a lot of mistakes. But he's now saying, he's washing his hands and he's saying, you guys take care of it. You know how to deal with that. And so there's an influx of good fortune coming into Mexico, foreign investments and money coming into Mexico. And, he's letting the more sophisticated, especially women. I think he had to let go of the machismo because I see a woman here. I think he also had to let go of the machismo and that, provincial people know everything. Cosmopolitan people think they know everything and provincial people think they know everything. I think we all know a lot and we can help each other with our both shared knowledge. And so I think that's where he is at or will be when this earthquake happens here. Okay, now let me go to the bottom of the cup. Déjeme ir al fondo de la taza. En México va a haber mucho diluvio. Van a haber diluvio por todo el país. Va a haber temblor de tierra aquí. Vean sitios donde hay muchos edificios. Probablemente es en las ciudades, probablemente el Distrito Federal, donde están todos los edificios, las ciudades grandes. Pero en los campos, en esos sitios así, montañosos, ustedes que están en México, yo no sé, yo no vivo en México, yo no tengo familia en México, yo no soy mexicana, pero donde están los animales, mira, aquí sale un chivo que va a sobrevivir como esta inundación de agua y se va a subir, se va a encaramar como en montaña. Van a haber personas muertas, pero muchos animales se van a salvar, como que se van a encaramar para arriba. Desafortunadamente va a haber personas que van a morir en estas inundaciones aquí en México. Van a haber inundaciones en México. Cuídense ustedes que están en los sitios como de acampo y sitios donde están abiertos, de mucha tierra abierta, donde no hay muchas ciudades, donde no hay mucha casa. Va a haber como agua que va a ir ahí. Pero se ve el chivo aquí. Muevo la cámara. Ay, mijo, yo soy una gente que... Mira, disculpen que moví la cámara. Mira este chivo aquí. Igualita, se le ve la colita aquí, se le ven los cuernitos, se le ven subiendo aquí, encaramándose, más gente aquí, más animales. Y muchos animales, muchas cosas que van a pasar ahí, que ver con cosas naturales, con agua, mucha agua en México. Y temblores aquí, mira esa tierra, así, ¡pum! Como un sitio donde hay edificios. Y este es el fin de la taza de Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Gracias por escucharme, gracias por estar aquí. Le agradezco que dedicaran su tiempo a estar conmigo aquí, con mi perrito Cooper y mi gatica la Shakira. Le estamos dedicando este tiempo a usted y gracias por compartir, usted dedicando el tiempo a nosotros. Le mandamos un abrazo, los queremos mucho, son nuestros hermanos. Y vamos a pedir porque el planeta y la gente se sanen, nos sanemos todos. Okay, gracias. Nos vemos. Ciao. And I'll say now this in English. Just telling them, I already said goodbye to them in Spanish, but I was saying that in Mexico, at the bottom of the cup, I see earthquakes in the big cities where they're building in big structures. However, I do see floods in the areas where there are not many structures, so probably the countryside, the plains and things like that. And I see a lot of water. Some dead people will, due to the floods, will be passing away. Some people will be passing away, and animals endangered. But I see most of the animals are going to survive. If you look at here, you see this goat climbing up, like climbing up a mountain. The animals are going to make it. Many of them are going to make it. Most of them in these areas. But there are not that many people anyway. But I do see floods coming into Mexico. And I just told my Mexican brothers and sisters what I'm going to tell you. I appreciate you taking the time to sit here with me and Cooper and my little Shakira and listening to me. I appreciate you so much and sharing in my culture and my readings. And I thank you very much for the time you've given me. And I'll see you soon. We're sending you hugs and blessings, and we'll see you again soon. Everyone take care and goodbye. Bye.